All right, let's start. We're going to start the episode with a little phone conversation. A little ditty we had today, a little phone conversation. What do you say about that, Lurch?
I say do it.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hey, Cody.
Hey.
Hey, maybe I fat-fingered the number last time. This is Ryan Erlacher, and we got Matt here in the studio.
Hey, Cody.
What's up, man? What's up, guys?
Hey, nothing. We just want to give you a quick shout-out. We're not live right now. We are on the podcast, but we're not live or anything like that. I just want to let you know.
Okay.
So, we're not actually recording a podcast. We just wanted to do a quick call to you and give you a shout-out. And thanks, man, for the pizzas you bought us.
Yeah, no problem. That was kind of a hassle. They're like, oh, no, we can't take a card over the phone. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, that was Papa Murphy's. That's weird.
Yeah, I think I tried to do that once before for my boss, and it was the same situation. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, interesting. Well, we really appreciate the offer, man, and really cool. You're from Myrtle Creek, Oregon, right?
Myrtle Creek, Oregon. Yeah, it's down by the casino on I-5, 99, the Seven Feathers Casino.
How far are you from the California border?
I'm at the 103. The casino's at the 99, so 100 miles.
Okay, very cool, man. Awesome, man. How'd you? Hey, I was asked because you're close. If you're ever up in this area, hit us up. We'll see if we can hook up with you or ride or something. Just depends on schedules, you know.
Yeah, I'm over that way quite a bit, actually. You know, we're truck drivers. My wife and I are truck drivers, so we get over to the truck stop over there in Yakima quite a bit. Today we were in Sturgis. It was beautiful out.
Oh, you were in Sturgis? Huh?
I was in Sturgis. I'm over in the Black Hills right now, and it is ugly out. At Sturgis, I went to Black Hills Harley, and it was T-shirt weather. It was just beautiful.
That's nice, brother.
I had to drag my wife out of the Harley store. Doesn't that suck?
Yeah, right. Just take the credit card. Take the credit card from her.
Yeah, she was wanting me to buy a Fat Boy, and I'm like, you need a bigger bike than that. That's fun for cruising around, but
yeah.
So,
what are you riding now?
Yeah.
What are you riding right now?
What am I riding?
Yeah.
Right now, I just sold a bike of mine. So right now, all I've got is a 2004 Sportster.
Okay.
A Screaming Eagle 1200.
Sweet.
And in fact, I was putting it on the website. I'm looking to upgrade it with some handlebars. I listened to your handlebar podcast. I'm going to buy the video and check out. I'm going to do it all myself. So I'm trying to find the right bars. Harley wanted like $500 for the bars and for the heated grips. I'm trying to go a cheaper route. So I'm looking at some different options. Some of the guys on the webpage are throwing some answers at me. So
okay, sweet.
What's up?
Yeah, we have the heated grips video too to install those. You know that, right?
Oh, it's not all one video.
No, the handlebars, because they're two completely they're separate projects, but they're not. Because when we originally did that, we actually did a heated grips video, and then we went later. But the best time to do it is together, of course, because but they're actually two separate videos. Yeah, because technically,
I had the grip to my hands today. I was looking at them. I'm like, I don't know. I don't like any of the options that Harley gives you for their heated grips. I don't like the style on any of them. I looked at like everything they had in the catalog and everything. I'm like, I don't know. You know, I'm wanting a certain look, and they don't really offer that. So, but you know, I know what you guys are saying about the quality of those, though. So.
Yeah, I know. They're not very stylish, but yeah, I agree with you. We're looking at your.
It's this truck. You got a picture of your truck up here, parked underneath the Harley Davidson sign. That's cool.
Yeah.
So so
I'm in the market right now for a touring bike, and I've been wanting an Ultra Class, an Ultra Limited, but I almost bought a 2015 this year, but I'm a little tight on money, so right now I'm looking at a 2010 Ultra Limited. They want $9,900 for it, and it's out of Texas.
Very cool.
I don't know, but it's got 81,000 miles on it, but it's beautiful.
That's awesome. Yeah, that'd be a great bike. Bike.
Yeah, I know. But now after watching, and plus I was checking out a CVO today, and they had the new audio system and all that. And after looking at that, listening to what you guys have been talking about, I'm like, oh my God. You can't go back. Once you start looking at that and messing with all that, it's like, oh God. You know?
Yeah, totally get that for sure. Awesome. Hey,
all right, man. You guys get enough pizza for everybody?
Yeah, plenty, and we appreciate it. We'll pick it up. We haven't picked it up yet.
I figured Lurch would eat his own pizza, just one pizza himself.
Pretty much. I made sandwiches and he ate 2 of my ham and cheese wraps, so he'd probably eat a whole pizza.
I'm trying to slim down. Maybe I'll only eat half a pizza.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Cody, how did you, I was curious, how did you find us originally?
Well, I listen to podcasts all night long. I drive truck all that. In fact, I work your same hours. I work nights.
Okay.
My wife drives days, so all night long I listen to podcasts. And so I was looking for something on motorcycles, and it's funny because the picture sold me. I'm just looking down, looking on all the different podcasts on like Podbay. They had this one and that one, and I saw yours in the picture. Basically, it sold me by the picture. I clicked on it, and this is cool. I started listening to 1 or 2 podcasts. I'm like, man, now I'm hooked. So I'm going through all of them. I've listened to just maybe about 30 of them so far.
Well, that's sweet, man. Running
out of data listening to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I listen to a lot too, and it's easy to do. So
I went over and started all over. So last night I listened to 1. I think I'm on 8 now. And how your guys' audio went from I'm in the closet to where you're at, getting to now, and it's like, damn, just the audio. I'm an audio freak too. I will not listen to a podcast unless the audio is good.
Dude.
If the audio's not good, I'm done with it. I will not listen to it, So I started listening to you guys like up in the mid-80s. I just clicked on one, and, by then you guys have awesome audio, but...
No, that's great information. I love hearing stuff like that because I agree. Audio is important, and the way it's presented. Obviously, you have to start somewhere, and I started with what I could. But I'll tell you, we appreciate you as a patron, and the very reason our audio is better, over time. Obviously, my skill level has improved, but really, it was money from patrons and donations that allowed me to get the appropriate mixers and microphones. So. I really accredit that to guys like you who are willing to take action and become a patron. Are you enjoying that private Facebook group?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I just started messing around with it the last few days. But like I said, the content's important, but the audio is just as important. I mean, you have to catch the people's, attention, and then you got to be able to get the message across. I haven't checked out too many of your videos yet. That just takes more data. And I'm out here just using data. I'm not at home like on a Wi-Fi system, until I get home.
Yeah, well, you'll see the and I leave that old content up just because it's still relevant and guys see where we came from. So I think it's kind of fun to leave it up.
Yeah.
And then the videos are the same. If you look at the old videos, you'll definitely see we have different techniques and lighting, and we have professional microphone booms, and they went from a web, or a walk around cam to professional stuff too over time. So, we keep learning.
Well, I'm interested in seeing that, the one on the handlebars, because I'm definitely doing that, but I'm not, because I've never done any soldering like that. I'm pretty handy and stuff, but I just never done any soldering. So I get the video so I can do it right the first time, so.
Hey,
and the trick is,
do me a favor. Because you hooked up with us and you bought us a pizza and all that, and you're such a great patron, send me an email and tell me which videos you want, and I'll send you coupon codes to get them for free, okay? So just tell me which videos you want.
Oh, man, you don't have to do that, but that's cool. You don't have to do that.
No, definitely.
And when I get next year, I'm going to be upgraded to top tier, too, by the way. This year, I'm a little tight right now. So. Yeah,
you send me an email with what you need, dude, especially if you're upgrading to a top tier. That's one of the benefits of a top tier is you get all those videos for free, but... but I'll send you those ones that you want right now for free because you just went above and beyond.
I appreciate that.
Yep. All right, buddy. We're gonna we're gonna cut it because we got to get ready for this live deal. And God bless and drive that truck safe, bro. And thanks for being a supporter.
All right, man. You guys stay safe too. We'll listen for you tonight then.
Peace out.
All right.
All right. Later.
All right, bye.
Shall we do this, boys?
Let's do it. Oh yeah.
Oh. Here I go, Jake. Don't let me hit my microphone again. Was that you in the studio? When I tagged my headphone? No, that was Oscar. Never mind. I was rocking my head and I frickin' hit the microphone and tang. I'm sure you heard that in
I've been close to that myself.
What a shit show.
What a shit show. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the Big MM, the motorcycle majority, also known as the
99%. Oh,
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's Lurch over there. That's right. That's right. If you're listening to this podcast, by simply listening to this podcast, you are part, whether you want to or not, Lurch, you're part of the damn biker revolution. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene like no time before in history, guys. That's right. We do have just one question, and we'll see if Lurch knows what that question is because he always muffs it.
What are you waiting for? Mount up. Let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Yeah, buddy. The only thing, you did it perfect, except you forgot. Mount up, bikeaholics. Let us take you on another wild ass ride.
Close enough.
It was better. I'm not gonna complain about that. That's right, guys. Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
That's right, one right over there. The guy with the baddest ass song. No, Big Daddy has a pretty cool song too.
Yeah.
And of course, right over there,
you ring
live right there, Lurch. They're both on the sofa, guys. Had a very busy day. We got a great episode for you. Let me just tell you what the main topic is. We got a little bit of business to take care of and some stuff you'll definitely want to hear. And we've also got via Skype.
Deep in the heart of California.
Somewhere in the heart of California. No, it's not Matt Pass this time. It's Greg Gaxiola. You want to say hi? Make sure you're on the line there, Greg.
Yeah, I can. I'm on Skype.
All right.
Skype.
It's good to have you, buddy.
Good to be here.
Yeah, so good. We're going to have to deal with a little delay on Greg's end. We all realize that here in the studio, so we'll have to give him a second. Matt, why don't you tell him what that... So we had the opener for the podcast. We had that little phone conversation. Why don't you tell what that was about and put a little reference to it?
That is a call that we made to one of our new Patreons, Cody Case. After becoming a Patreon, we sent him an email thanking him for his support, and he fired back one quickly, wanting to buy us pizza before one of our shows. So we got that set up today. He called in and ordered a pizza for us and paid for it. We went and picked it up and enjoyed it. And we just wanted to take a little time to chat with him. We had about a 9-10 minute conversation there, and as you heard, so it was very cool to chat with him, and two, that he'd go out of the way to buy us some pizza.
I'm pretty sure Jake ate one whole pizza himself. Me and Lurch split the other one.
I gave it my best shot, man.
That's the kind of relationship. Go ahead.
And you signed your name on his receipt, so
I did. I'm just going to tell you, Cody. I know Cody is listening live, and if you see my signature on that receipt, they made me sign it. Of course, your card number was blanked out, but apparently I had to sign the receipt, so I signed it with my autograph. So there you go. I didn't try to forge it or anything like that. No, they just wanted a frickin' signature. That was really nice. And he is a patron, one of our newer patrons. He's from, let me say it. I'm going to say it the way I like to say it.
Okay. Say it the way you say it.
Myrtle Creek, but it's actually Myrtle Creek, Oregon. I've been corrected numerous times today. It's Myrtle Creek, Oregon.
By Cody himself.
Yeah, that's right. He did.
You're from Myrtle Creek, and he goes, yeah.
I was like, hey, fool, it's Myrtle.
Goes, yeah,
but he said it nicely. He was courteous about it. But he is just south of us. We're Washington State, and he's south of us. He lives closer to the southern border, about 100, what do you say, 150 from California or something like that?
Yep.
He's
sandwiched between Greg Gaxiola and us.
Oh, yeah. Nice call. But he actually emailed me cold a week ago and said, hey, I really like what you guys are doing. Love it. Found the podcast, back catalog and listen to everything. Can I buy you guys a pizza? Or a couple pizzas before you podcast one night. And, that's just the kind of relationship we're trying to maintain with the bikers around the world as we got a hold of him and said, well, that would be really awesome. And then he did, and we went and picked up. He called him in, paid for him, and we chowed on pizza about 45 minutes ago before we started this podcast. And so we just want to give him a public shout out, and we obviously gave him a personal call when we get time to do that. We like to do that. And he's enjoying the being in the private Facebook group. Of course, that can all be found if you want to get involved and just get a much more personal experience here in the law-abiding biker community. Well, the way you do that is you become a patron, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. All the details are over there. That's right. You can pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you. That's right, because you can put a monthly cap on it and only pay a certain amount for however many episodes you're good for a month. That way you stay within the family budget, because I do understand that, because I have one of those family budgets myself. All right, guys, and don't forget, this is live. You may be listening in podcast format, but we do it, a lot of our episodes live, and you can get all the information over at lawabidingbiker.com/live. There's a free email list over there right in the upper right-hand corner. You that are on the live page, make sure you sign up for that email list. Very simple, take you a minute. And the only emails you'll get by being on that list are when we go live. Right in that email is the time, date, and there's a huge live button. Simply come back at that time, hit that watch live now, and bam, you can be up and running and go right to our live page, whether that be video. That button all takes you. I set the email up so it'll take you right where you need to be at the specified time. Of course, our free email club, aside from that, our main list is new free videos and everything. You'll probably want to get signed up for that too over at lawabidingbiker.com/email club. Those are the two different email lists that you'll probably want to be signed up for. But that's the only thing that goes out on live if that's what you want to be notified about. So let's main topic. Have I even mentioned what the main topic is? I didn't. You have not yet. I did a hanger. Yep, a hanger. So, we don't let's not play this voicemail. We'll move that. We try to get to the voicemails, guys, and we appreciate them. But in the interest of time, if we have time at the end, we'll play that. So we've got Greg Gaxiola on the line via Skype, somewhere deep in a mysterious place in California. But he actually brought this to our attention. I just want to say a couple things about Greg. Greg has been with us since the beginning of Law Abiding Biker Media, from the very beginning. In fact, he was the first patron that we ever had. Did you guys know that?
I did not.
Yes, I did. He's been around so long, he was in the closet with you.
Oh, very nice. True that.
Episode 1, in the closet.
True that, dude.
Episode 1, 2, and 3, I think, were in your closet.
Did you ever do your homework and find a song for Greg?
You didn't, did you? We got sidetracked when we had to go get pizza.
Oh, you're right. But that's okay. We got to find a song for Greg. But Greg's been with us that long.
Look up Too Old to Cut the Mustard.
Too Old to Cut the Mustard. I will when I get time.
Okay.
But he, like I say, he was the first patron. And then we didn't even at that time have, like patron meetups and stuff like we did in Sturgis this year. We didn't know, we still don't know what we're doing, but we really didn't know what we were doing then. And Greg was very, very personable, and he got a hold of us and knew we were going to California that year on our California summer trip. And he hooked up with LD and started Facebooking and stuff. And then he decided that he wanted to meet. We met him down at the Battered Beaver, and that's a bar down in California. And that's where we first hooked up with Greg. And then he went on to ride with us, and then he went on to a private residence later. And again, none of this was completely planned at all, except that we were going to meet him. It kind of spurred us to realize that we had an opportunity to meet bikers around the world, because we didn't really know exactly where it was going. We still don't, honestly. Right. I mean, we think we kind of know, and we have come a long way, but that was our first eye opener that, you know what, that was really badass meeting Greg, and that was fun. And we have a voice here, and why not see how many, bikers around the world we can, when it works out, that we could hook up with when we're out and about and on our trips and stuff. So, all right, Greg, do you want to say anything about that first meetup? You can talk all the shit you want about Lurch and LD.
Matt, first I wanted to congratulate you on your 2015 Target Zero Award.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We don't talk, just as a reminder, we don't talk about what agencies we work for, but yes. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. And I want to comment about not cutting the mustard. I have one for you too. Just hold on.
Okay. I'm waiting. Oh.
That is not coming through.
He's denying it.
Yeah, no. It's actually it's because your connection. It is not coming through well. We can't hear what it is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sorry about that. We tried, but you can send it to me and bust my chops. So, So what else? Any before we move on to the main topic, anything and know a little bit more about you? Anything you want to talk about when we were in California and met you
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a good ride up there. I stayed overnight up there in Oakdale, and then, parked along the side waiting for you guys. And when you guys pulled up, it was great. Pulled right in formation with you. Probably scared you all a little bit.
Not at all.
And it was great meeting you all.
Yeah, I remember the funny thing was Chewy and them didn't know we were meeting you down there. It was kind of just me and Rob because it was a last minute thing. And then I saw you. I'd never met you before, and you were in a helmet, but I knew it was you because who else is waiting for us on a bike at the specified time and location? And then he pulled in, and Chewy got off, and he's like, "You know, there's a guy following us or something like that." And I go, "Oh yeah, sorry, bro, that's Greg." And then he goes, "Oh, Greg," because he had been on the chat and stuff. You know what I mean? Then he realized, he goes, "Oh, that's Greg. I didn't know we forgot to tell you because we've been so busy getting ready, So that was kind of funny. But the Battered Beaver, what a restaurant! What quite a little place there. Is that still open? Do you know, Greg?
I haven't been back up to Oakdale since I met you guys up there.
Okay.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, there's not much there. Oh, especially stay away from that crazy guy, that residence we stayed at.
Oh, Dave? Oh,
yeah.
He's good people.
He is.
I had a good time at his house.
Luckily, Greg's got a really open mind. Yeah. Luckily, you've got
his wife, Jamie, was great.
Yeah. So let's talk about our main topic, and that is we're going to get in. And the reason Greg got a hold of us, and again, we want to do, and sorry about the audio quality, guys. We wanted to do this episode for a long time, and he's got whatever Wi-Fi he can get. So we'll try to doctor it up a bit and post, but it is what it is. And so we're trying to get patrons, that have experience, and we try to get all bikers involved with Law Abiding Biker Media, and those that have specific experiences with motorcycles in general and riding and all the stuff we talk about on this show. And we've had Matt Pass on in the past, and I kind of put it out there. If you have a subject that you want to talk about, well, we'll do what we can to see if we can get an episode and all that kind of stuff and draw from the different people as we move on with this show. And you guys can get new perspective and different perspective. So Greg got a hold of me and he's like, I'll do it. And so this episode we're going to talk all about, and Greg has a lot of experience. We're going to talk all about old, the new, and the ugly. Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here we go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
That's right. Stock bikes versus modified bikes is what we're going to be talking about, guys. So, and we're going to break it down and kind of what's better, what's not, experiences that Greg's had. We're going to throw in our 2 cents and some of the experiences we've had, and we'll take it from there. What do you say about that, Jakey? You've been silent over there.
Well, sounds good. I'm just learning.
All right.
I don't care.
Speaking of...
Where is that one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's coming. Don't worry about it. Real quick, let's thank a couple patrons. I know we thanked Cody there, but if you want to handle these, Jakey, you go right ahead.
Looks like we have Andrew Svets of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, a top-tier patron. He's also made a substantial donation.
Dude, can you believe that? Straight up, became a patron, and then on top of it, leaves a frickin' donation, and that's just amazing. That's all I got to say. Amazing. All these guys.
All right. Peter Hamilton of Kahil, Hawaii.
Kihei.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And Bob Cram of Edmonds, Washington, up in this neck of the woods.
That is cool. I've been seeing more and more guys from Washington joining up to be patrons. That's awesome to get some people from around the Pacific Northwest.
It absolutely is. And so there, guys, you know all about the patron. We already talked about it, lawabidingbiker.com/patron. We like to give them public thanks. All right, Greg, so why don't you spin it off and tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy, your motorcycle experience and work and what's going down there. We'll get to know you a little bit, or the audience will. I already know you.
Okay. Hey, so I've been riding since the 1960s. Started riding when I was in junior high, and I've owned about a dozen bikes during my life. I would estimate close to 100,000 miles on different motorcycles. In junior high, I rode a Honda 65. I learned in the guy's backyard. His mom was really cool. She used to let us ride the motorcycle in the backyard. And I didn't live in a rural setting. It was an urban setting. So I can't believe that people didn't complain about that. And then I had a friend who had a Yamaha two-stroke, a YL1 twin jet, 100cc, the ring, ding, 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 two-stroke. And he used to give me a ride back and forth to work on that thing. And then joined the military, bought my first bike. It was a beat-up and battered Honda CB 350. And for that one was quite an experience because I rode that on a Southern California freeway first time and scared the hell out of me. And then when I was overseas during the Vietnam era, where I was stationed, I bought a little Yamaha 125 and rode it on some beat-up roads back there in Asia. When I got out of the military, I was in college, and I had bought a little used 82 Honda 350 4-cylinder. After that, my career, after I went through college in water treatment, and that's what I do now. I bought a little used Kawasaki KZ 440 LTD. And that was it was a used bike, but it was like a new bike, kind of like what Lurch was talking about when he bought his Yamaha Seika. It was kind of the same kind of deal. And I kept that for about 4 years, sold it to a private party. The kid who came over and test drove it, he was gone a little longer than I thought that he should be gone. He actually got stung by a bee and came back limping the bike back and said he felt so bad for it. He said he was going to buy it no matter what.
Boy.
He was warning you.
Those bees will get you.
So,
and,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead.
So, hey, so you said you had a two-stroke at some point?
No, that was my friend's.
Was his mom hot, by the way?
We were in high.
There's a delay.
Was his, his mom was hot.
Nice.
I'll tell you.
Very nice.
Anyway, that little bike was just a little two-stroke, ring, ding, 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 one of those deals. Exactly. And that was a kick in the ass to ride on the street. That thing could really move, though, for only 100 cc's, but it was two-stroke.
We're going to have to make a soundbite out of Greg's ring-a-ding-ding, ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. We'll make a soundbite out of that. So you're down in California right now, right? As we speak?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you do exactly, Greg, down there in California?
Now, for the Department of Defense and the Department of the Navy, I run a desalinization plant on an island. It's a weapons testing facility.
Very cool. So you can't say anything more than that, or we'll have to kill you, or they'll kill you or something, or what?
Or they'd have to kill us.
Me. Yeah, they would.
All right. So let's get into the crux of this. So you've obviously owned a bunch of bikes, Greg, and you wanted to bring this kind of episode up, and I think it's a good discussion. And you've kind of had both, right? You've had the ones that did you modify the ones when you were younger, or what? Is that when you got into modifying some bikes?
No, when I was in high school, I'm not a motorhead or a gearhead, so to speak. I'm a person who has an interest in a vehicle as a utilitarian purpose, just strictly for transportation back and forth. It's kind of been my thing all my life. When I was young, I bought a 63 Nova. It was a straight slant six little car. I used to use it to go back and forth to the beach to go surfing. Never really hopped it up or anything. When I got in the service, I had a 65 Malibu. Never really hopped it up or anything like that. So, but I could do basic type of things. I learned, basic stuff in automotive about four-stroke engines. What they learned? It was suck, squeeze, bang, and blow.
Oh boy.
That's what I remember.
And what's that? What the heck is that about?
Right?
Yeah, what the heck is that about?
That's four-stroke engine.
Yeah.
Four-stroke engine.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, now I know why you remember it.
Sounds dirty.
80 years later.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, that's the reason why.
Yeah.
That's all right. He was a good teacher, obviously. Anyway, I learned just the basics of mechanical stuff. My dad taught me just basics to to do like a tune-up, oil change, that type of thing. You know, timing, ignition and all that stuff. So that's kind of my background.
So why don't you tell them? Yeah, sorry, we have a delay, and I keep talking over you. I'm sorry. Why don't you tell us about the custom bike experience you have with? And sounds like you've had some custom bikes.
Yeah, on that one, you had a series about buying used bikes, and that was interesting. I actually, and somebody was saying I'd never buy one on eBay. Well, I did. I bought one on eBay. I saw a bike. It was a 1997 Kawasaki 1700 Vulcan, and it looked really cool. And the guy had like all kinds of pictures on eBay. So I went ahead and bid on it. It wasn't sight unseen because the pictures were really good and the descriptions were really good. And I won the bid. And I got a really good deal on it. I bought it for like around $3,000. And it had been lowered and it had all the markings shaved off. It had Vance and Hines straight shots. Pipes on it. It was really loud. It would set off fire alarms or car alarms. And then it had a Bill Mayer custom solo seat. Really cool bike. And it was only about 250 miles from where I live to go pick it up. So I picked it up in Moore Park, paid the guy cash. He was happy. I was happy. But this was much more bike than I had ever ridden before. It was super fast. It would spin the tires, not even trying. And I had to drive that thing home, which was a real challenge because I had to go up and over the Grapevine, which is like a mountain pass here. And it was real cold that night. And I was going really fast, like about 85 miles an hour. I didn't have the proper gear or anything. I was just happy to get that bike home.
Well, I got a question. Did that bike, the most important thing about it, did it drop panties?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Hey, Greg, that brings up a good point. A lot of the listeners, we've talked about that before. What was your experience? I guess, how many years ago was that? And what was your experience buying on eBay? I know we've got emails on that stuff and your personal experience and how that went down. Yeah,
that was, I bought that bike probably in 2002, I want to say, roughly around there. It was fine. I had to put $500 down on it. I contacted the seller. He gave me directions to his house, and I went to his house. And when I got there, he said, look, if you don't like the bike, he said, you don't have to buy it. And he was really nice about it. No problems at all.
Was it a local guy did you have to go out of state for it?
Well, he lived about 250 miles from me where I live. So we, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, we drove out to pick up the motorcycle.
Okay.
I drove it back to.
Did you pay did you on eBay? So you put $500 down. Did you do that, wire that, and then you took them the rest cash, or what? How did that work?
Yeah, eBay, how it works is they take $500 out of your PayPal account for the deposit, and then you work it out with the seller. So I contacted the seller by phone and said, I'll just bring you cash. And he said, fine. So he counted out cash, and it was a done deal.
Okay, sweet.
He let me ride it, too. Yeah.
Okay.
Did he let you ride it first?
Yes, he did. Yeah, I rode it a few blocks. I liked it. It was a good bike. So I said, yeah, let's go for it. Got a good deal on it. Like I said, as a matter of fact, I sold that same bike 2 years later for about $300 more than I paid for it.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, that worked out real good. Yeah.
Now you don't have
with the money that
you don't have that bike anymore now?
Oh, no. No, I sold that bike back in probably 2008, something like that. And then I used that money to buy another bike. I bought a brand new Suzuki V-Strom. You know, the V-Strom, the little one?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. So
First bike I ever had.
That was the best bike you ever had?
First bike.
Oh, first
I had
bike.
nothing for problems. Yeah, it was a top-heavy bike for me, and I was trying to use it in situations. I used to work for the National Park Service, so I was trying to ride that bike up on fire roads and things like they said you could do, and that bike was never made for that kind of terrain.
Okay, and so why don't you talk about customizing bikes, because that's kind of what we're getting into, and what's your big custom projects you've done?
I've never really done any custom projects, so to speak. When I was going to college, I bought a little 1982 Honda 350 4-cylinder. The pistons were probably the size in diameter of a 50-cent piece. And I had that one custom painted, and I had custom seats and custom grips, and I put some items on it that normally it wouldn't have had to add electrical for like heated gear, cigarette lighter and things like that. And I used to do all my own maintenance on those tune-ups and adjust the valves and stuff. But that's back when bikes had points,
mm-hmm.
and you could adjust them yourself. You could do the timing yourself, real easy.
Right, and so you brought up a good point. You kind of sounds like you go back and forth on whether custom bike versus modified bike, and or like you have now, which is a pretty stock bike, so to speak. And it sounds like you have some opinions on those, custom versus modified.
Yeah, my first experience with Harley Davidson came about in 2013. My wife and I were attending a soccer match. Our grandkids were in two different soccer leagues, and we had 3 hours to kill between these soccer games. So I told my wife, I said, I've never been to a Harley Davidson dealer. Let's go. And so we went and checked out the motorcycles, and I'll be damned if I didn't see this bike that I just fell in love with. It was a 2007 Heritage Softail Classic, and it was just all customized out. It had 80-spoke wheels. It had the Mini Apes. It was completely chrome front end. The Mini Apes had all the electrical going through the bars. Really clean looking bike, and so I had to have that bike. And my wife was really surprised, and so I traded in a Yamaha V-Star 1100 on it, and they gave me a pretty good deal. But that bike had 37,000 miles on it, and I told my wife, I said, you know what, I think I'm going to go with the extended warranty, because they offered the extended warranty if it had under 50,000 miles on it. So I bought the extended warranty. I paid cash for it for $2,500, and I'm glad I got it, because I had to use that extended warranty twice. Once when a primary seal went out, and once when the ECM went out. So altogether, I used about $1,800 worth of repairs on that warranty.
So definitely worth it. Now, coming from, tell me what your first thoughts were. That brings up an interesting point that I'm going to get here. Is you come from a V-Star to an 07 Heritage. What are your first thoughts jumping on that Heritage from the V-Star? What's going through your mind?
Well, the dealer that I was dealing with, they just tossed me the keys or the fob, because it's an 07, because it had the fob with the security system. Anyway, I took the bike out. It felt great. It did feel like a bigger bike, and it took me a while to kind of get my sea legs on it, so to speak, and took it out maybe for about an 8-mile ride, and came back and said, yeah, I want this bike.
And what, I mean, yeah, you want the bike, but you're going from a V-Star to a Harley. So, I mean, is it riding better? Is it riding worse? Do you like the feel of it? Do you like the sound of it? I mean, what's different that you're like, yeah, I'm ready to trade my V-Star in?
Well, the V-Star was a good bike, except for the thing that I did notice that it vibrated a whole lot more than this Heritage Softail Classic. And the Heritage, it felt smoother, and I love the sound of it. That Harley sound, there's nothing like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. And now you were riding, now when you were with us in California, remember you were riding a Honda STS, right?
ST, I believe.
Or ST?
That's a retired police bike. It's an ST 1300, and I still have that bike. When you saw it, it still had the police seat on it, but a friend of mine who does hot rod work, we went to his shop and we modified the frame, and I bought a Corbin seat, $800 Corbin seat on eBay for $300 in beautiful shape. And we modified the frame to take that Corbin seat so it can ride 2 up. So my wife and I, whenever we go 2 up, that's the bike that we take.
What'd you have to do to the frame?
It had a lot of equipment for the police gear on there, the electrical gear. So we had to use a cutoff saw to get that off, and then we had to fabricate a receptor for the Corbin seat.
Okay, you're gonna.
That's about all.
You're gonna hang on to that bike for a while. It sounds like you like that bike still a lot.
Oh yeah, I like that bike a lot. It's a great bike. And I've had a lot of fun on it. It still kind of looks like a cop bike too. Yeah,
it does. What is it that you like about that ST so much? I've ridden them, so but what is it that you like about it?
What I like about it is the maintenance on it is really cheap compared to the Harley. I went in and had 2 tires changed, the front and the back brakes done, oil changed, the hydraulic clutch, reservoir flushed. Did some other small things on it, and all of that came to a little less than $1,200.
Okay, so it sounds like it's pretty much just kind of a maintenance cost thing that you like it. Obviously you must like how it rides.
And I love how it rides. It's smooth and it gets great gas mileage. The miles they just fly by on it. You don't even, I can take that to the coast and back, which is about a 300-yard jaunt from where I live, and I'm not even tired when I get back. So yeah, it's a great little bike. Powerful.
They are powerful. A question I have, Greg, is I've trained on those bikes. We had them for a while, and we're back to Harleys now for the agency. But here's what a lot of guys complain about, and I've had emails on it, and I can tell you my personal experience, and I'll ask yours. So, and I have nothing wrong with the Honda ST. It's nothing wrong with Hondas. That's fine. We support all bikes here. I'll tell you that I just can't get used to long trips on a bike with center pegs like that. I don't, to me, it's not comfortable. I've tried to ride them far. You can't stretch out. I see guys going down the road always trying to stand on those things because their knees hurt so bad. So, that's for touring. That's why I prefer, the Harley, because I got the highway pegs and the floorboards, and we get a lot of questions about that. And my personal experience is those mid, center pegs. God, it just kills me on long trips. What do you say about that? What's your take?
Yeah, well, I've still got the front crash bars that came with it. The ones that they mounted I think a billy club to. You know what I'm talking about? They kind of look like a pair of elongated ears.
Right. Front. Some guys put their radar guns in there, and they put a mount for a radar gun and laser and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks funny, but when I go down the road, I actually stretch my feet out on those. If I feel I need to stretch out.
Okay. Well, maybe I just have bad knees or something. I don't know.
Feet are higher than my head when I do that, so it's got to look funny.
Well, you should.
I don't do it that often. I find the riding position is comfortable.
Okay. Even with your knees like that for you. Maybe it's just I got bad knees. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jake, you got a question?
Well, I was just going to ask, I guess you're kind of answering it now. It's kind of a mid-sized bike. I honestly don't have any experience with this model. I'm wondering, does it have any kind of stereo system? What's the storage capacity on it? Stuff like that.
Yeah, it's got saddlebags, pretty good size saddlebags. You can add a tail trunk to it. I haven't done that. It does have speakers in it, and it's wired to accept a radio, but because it's a police bike, it didn't have a radio.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you could do all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Greg,
but it's not as luxurious as my new FLX, Street Glide Special. The same one you got, Jakey.
Oh yeah, that's a good bike.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Hey, Greg, before we get to the Street Glide and all that, that's your newest bike, obviously. What you've, I'm just looking at some stuff here now. You've owned a couple BMWs, a R1200CL and R1200C. And what's your, I guess, tell me, do you have BMW bikes now anymore, or are you out of that completely?
No, I'm down to two bikes. I got the ST 1300 still, and then the new 2015 Street Glide Special. The BMW, the R1200 CL, they only made that bike for 3 years. And that was a cruiser that they made to compete with the Harley-Davidson Electric Glide. It had the full touring, the Batwing fairing. It had ABS brakes. It had heated grip, heated seat, CD radio in the saddlebags. It had cruise control. That was a nice bike. The only thing about that bike was I had one of those oh shit moments with my wife. She was my girlfriend at the time. We came to a panic stop, and the ABS, I didn't like the way they were braking, and when I almost dumped the bike. Make a long story short, it felt top heavy, and it almost went down. Scared the hell out of me, so I got rid of it.
Okay, and what overall are you interested in BMW bikes anymore? Like you would ever personally own one, or was it just like something you had and you're like, yeah, they're okay, but I'm not interested anymore? Or what's the deal with that?
Yeah, well, BMW, what BMW stands for, don't you?
Well, you're going to tell me.
Okay, bring more wallet.
Oh,
I see.
That bike, every time I brought it in, it was like, whoa, you want that much just for this? I mean, the typical bill on that was $700 to do an oil change and a fluid change and nothing else.
Wow. See, and so I don't have a lot of experience with BMW, so that's good information. See, this is the stuff I like really digging into, because I start pulling information from you. That's an interesting point. So you've had experience with BMWs, and you've also had experience with Harley-Davidson, and now you've got that new Street Glide Special, that Harley. And we talk a lot about, obviously, a lot of our maintenance videos are very, very popular in our for purchase videos, because we save guys a ton of money, because Harley charges a lot. But what you're telling me is BMW is definitely worse when it comes to service fees.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I brought it in for an oil change, and they were going to change the fluids on the hydraulic clutch, and I believe the brake, and that's all they did to the bike, and it was over $700.
Holy smokes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because we're always bitching,
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and if I got out cheap, just to, oil change spark plugs, I was still running $400 or $500.
Wow.
Holy crap.
That's the kind of good information, that you pull, because I don't have any experience. So, so you out there listening, obviously we support all bikes here, but that's something to take into consideration, when you're talking about, fees and stuff, where we complain sometimes about Harley, which is why we do all our own stuff. But BMW will take the cake on that. So when did you get rid of your last BMW? When was that?
Let me see. That bike I had, I think I had that until 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, 2008. And then I got rid of it. It was a 2004, like I said. And it was a good bike. I mean, but that one oh shit moment did it for me. Yeah, which brings up a point. The new Street Glide Special. Oh man, that thing is nice. You do a panic stop on that, and you have full confidence.
Yeah, they are great.
It just.
I've had one of those myself.
A what? Oh shit moment?
Oh shit moment, yeah.
Just one?
Well, there'd been a couple, but the bad one when, we had one go down in front of us.
Oh yeah, when Chewy went down.
Yeah.
Chewy went down in front of you. That was an oh shit moment. And then when we were on outside of Sturgis, that deer, dude, I was right behind you watching.
Yeah.
That was freaking crazy. Yeah, no, you're right, Greg.
So Jake had to grab them. Huh?
Oh yeah, had to grab them. The worst was probably, the one behind Chewy wasn't as bad because I kind of was able to ride through it. The deer I hammered on the thing, and I don't think if I didn't have the new, the smart braking,
reflex braking.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably would have locked them up for sure.
Smart.
Yeah, no, those, Greg and Jake, you're right. Those new reflex braking systems, it's got the ABS plus the reflex, and I've talked about that in the past with you guys. Basically, that means you can have an oh shit moment, and there's no 60-40, 70-30 braking between front and back. You don't have to manually do that. You can literally just go, oh shit, and grab all front, and it will not lock the front tire up, and it will apply the right amount of pressure to the back. It will, and vice versa. You can grab rear and just stand up and stomp on it if you just were like, oh crap, and it will apply the appropriate within milliseconds to the front brakes, and it will do this even braking without you even knowing it, plus the ABS. And you're right, Greg, I've done emergency drills on those things, and the fastest stopping bike, faster than the Hondas, everything. They smoke it, man. They've got something going there.
Yeah, I've got link brakes on the ST1300. But they don't. I don't think they have that smart feature on them.
Yeah, they don't. But, and we've tested both those. And the other problem with the STs is the great thing Harley did was they don't allow that linked braking system to engage unless it's over 20 miles an hour. And where the STs, they didn't do that. And so at low speed drills, it would sometimes start kicking in, and it just sucks for some of that.
Right. Hopefully I'll never have to experience that.
Yeah, that would be a good call for sure. Yeah. All right. So you got the two bikes now. And so let's talk about your newest bike. You've got the Street Glide Special, because you posted that in the private Facebook group. It's a beautiful bike. Why don't you tell us about it a little bit, the colors and all that, and how you...
Right. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm a utilitarian type of person. So I got the vivid black, which is the cheapest color.
Oh yeah.
And it looks just fine. I like it because it's got the silver pinstripes on it, and it's a sharp-looking bike.
I think you have the exact same one I've got by that description, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I do, yeah. And then the only thing that I worked into my deal is you can't work in deals very much with Harley Davidson. Is they gave me free labor to put on the backrest. I got a backrest for it.
Very cool. I'm looking at it. Your
cool.
Skype profile here. Yeah, it's definitely a pretty bike for sure. And
yeah, and the only thing I've done to it is I was saying, Ryan, was I put a Memphis Shades 6.5 inch spoiler windshield. And that thing works great.
Good. I see it on your picture here. Yeah, on your Skype. It looks good. It kind of is flat, and then it really has a lip right at the top of it there, huh?
Yeah. And that air just goes up and over my head. And I can be doing 80 miles an hour, and I can hear the boombox perfectly. I don't even have to turn it up all the way.
Very nice. And did you get the touch screen on your bike, the 6.5 touch screen, or did you go with the smaller 4.3 boombox infotainment?
No, on all the Street Glide specials, it comes with the 6.5.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. It's the special. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Duh. That's why it's the special. And if you guys want to get a Memphis Shade, there you heard it from another biker out there without any influence from us. He tried a Memphis Shade, and of course, head over to our affiliates over at Revzilla, lawabidingbiker.com/Revzilla, and they sell Memphis Shades over there if you're interested in picking one of those up. No additional cost to you. It does help us out. So, did you have any other consideration on colors you were going to get, brother, or were you just like, I'm going getting a black, and there's no doubt about it?
Well, They had the whiskey amber. Was that burnt amber whiskey?
Mm-hmm, that's mine. Amber whiskey.
Yeah, they had that color, and I think it was $700 more.
Correct.
And they also had the pearl white.
Ooh, I like that one too.
And you do?
I do. I don't know if I get it for myself, but I like it.
I just like the way the black looked, and I thought it looked really sharp with those silver, striping on it. I live in California. It's kind of Oakland Raider colors. So it worked out good for me.
No.
Well, if you want to be like Jake, that's your call, but I wouldn't try to be like Jake if I were you.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, they took
It's
the
like
Broncos
it's being like
on
Mike,
today.
So the Seahawks fan over here to my right is riding a bike that has Raiders colors on it. That's good to know. I will be teasing him unmerciless, if that's the right word.
Mercilessly.
Mercilessly. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, teacher. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
You should do that, Lurch. Yeah.
I will be teasing him.
And so that's Greg, that's a 15, right? Street Light Special, it's a 15?
Yeah, it's a 15. They had a 16 there, and they wanted $1,500 more for the 16. And my way of figuring is, well, the insurance is going to be less on a 15. It's a brand new bike. There's no difference. So I couldn't see paying $1,500 more for a 16.
Right. Yeah. No, there's no changes. So yeah, wouldn't make sense. I agree. And so have you been on any long rides on that new one yet, or just shorter rides?
Well, I just did a 300 mile turnaround going to the coast and back the other day.
Oh, nice.
To you guys, that's not long. I know.
No, hey, any ride's a good ride.
Good ride.
Sometimes that's all I can get. That's good for me.
Well, I bought it on September 26th, and I've already got over 2,000 miles on it, so I'm riding it.
Yeah, Bikeaholic, that's what we like to hear. Good job. Good job.
For you.
Nothing wrong with that at all. And so, yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I appreciate you posting the pictures over there in the private Facebook group. It was fun to see that new bike, and we were definitely obviously excited for you and all that kind of stuff. So, you going to do anything big to this? I know you put that windshield Memphis shade and stuff. Are you going to do you have any other big plans for it or what?
No. And honestly, the bike runs great. It's got plenty of power. The group that I ride with, the American Legion Riders, the average age is probably 55, 60 years old.
Okay.
We don't ride real fast. As a matter of fact, they let me lead a ride the other day, and they were complaining. So they told me I was going too fast, and I was only doing like 70. So
okay, yeah,
the group I ride with, it's a good bike.
I'd fit right in because the guys tell me I ride like an old man anyway. So
yeah, me too.
Right,
yeah.
Lurch is ahead of his time because he rides like you.
Jake and I would fit right into that group.
Yes, we would.
Hey, Greg, what's up? So we've talked about most of your bikes and stuff now. So you're going to do exhaust or any intake or anything on that Street Glide, or you just like it stock like it is?
No, I'll tell you why. I take it to a local guy where I live for service. He's a authorized Harley Davidson mechanic. The guy is so reasonable for stuff, and he'll go above and beyond to do extra things. And I go in there and we shoot the breeze. He's kind of like Dave. Remember your friend in Oakdale?
Oh, yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And he likes to talk politics. And so we sit there and chew the fat and have a good time. And he works on my bike. And he told me when I brought it in, he couldn't believe it. He said, man, this is a beautiful bike. He couldn't believe the navigation and everything. He goes, you don't mind if when I change your oil, I got a test ride. I said, hey, no problem. So when I came back to pick it up, his wife, who said, well, you ought to get one. You ought to get a new one because he's got an 06 Street Glide. And he said, yeah, I know, but I just don't want payments anymore. He said, yeah. He said, what kind of mileage you get with it? I told him, I said, I get over 40 miles per gallon. he goes, yeah, my bike used to get really good mileage. And then he said he changed his pipes and he changed it, like less than 35.
Oh, wow. I don't know what he did.
Question, no. I don't know what he did either.
Yeah, because that's not normal. I'm still getting 40. Actually, on Sturgis, we were getting like 43, 44 a gallon all the way to Sturgis. And I've got a pipes intake and an FP3 on it. But yeah, he must be doing something.
He's running a little rich.
Yeah, he's running too rich for some reason.
Yeah, I get it.
So let's talk about you brought up this subject. I kind of want, let's thank a couple people here. What do you think about that, Lurch and
Yes,
Jake?
let's do it.
We got to thank a couple of people. You know what? We love our patrons, of course. But if, you can't right now commit to patron, we, of course, never balk at a flat donation. Go ahead and thank these people.
We would like to thank Dan Taylor of Alexandria, Virginia, Paul Ginta of Summers Point, New Jersey, and Kenneth Froscheiser, I believe, of Thief River Falls, Minnesota.
Yep.
Thank you guys for your donations. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Jake, do you know where they went to do that?
lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon.
Donate.
Almost.
Donate.
Jeez Louise. Oh, flat donation. These guys, I got to once in a while call them on that just to see if they're paying attention. And yes, lawabidingbiker.com/donate if you would like to help us out. And as Lurch would say, go ahead, Lurch.
Put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank and keep this baby moving on down the road.
Well said, buddy. All right, so Greg, you've been talking to me. We've got some notes here. You call it the old, the new, the ugly, and obviously you've got some personal opinions I've been trying to dig out of you because you got some opinions about stock bikes versus non-stock or modified, right? Because that's what you named the episode. So tell me what this is all about.
Well, I don't know. I like to keep it simple. And also the fact that I'm kind of I like to have a new, now that I got a new bike, I think in a couple of years, I'll probably be thinking about trading it in. So I don't want to put a lot of money into it because you're never going to get it out in accessories. And the bike runs just fine, gets great gas mileage. I actually like the stock exhaust on it because it's quiet, and my neighbors even commented on it. They said, "Oh man, you start your Harley now," and because I'm an early riser, I'm probably rolling around about 6:30 in the morning, and they appreciate that they're not loud.
Well, Greg, I'm not going to lie to you. That's what they make scooters for.
I want to wake up my whole neighborhood when I mount up.
I got to bust your balls on that one. Yeah, my neighbors must frickin' hate my ass.
Especially with that night train you got down there.
Right.
That sucker's loud.
Apparently I'm not the best neighbor.
You're kind of a dick.
I am kind of a dick. But I got to bust your balls on that. So what else about stock versus custom? You're going to keep this one stock, it sounds like, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it stock. My plans are to keep it for a couple of years, during the warranty. And then when I trade it in, I'll start over again on a new bike and a new warranty.
So is that your plan, just to run them till warranty's out and then get a new one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because I like having a new bike. It's nice. I don't have to worry about it. Just go out there and ride it.
You know what? Heck yeah, on those new ones, you can run the piss out of those things, and you're definitely going to enjoy that. So what say you about all the people that do a lot of modifications? They're like, I know we're not going to get the money back out of them. I don't do a ton of modifications, but we've talked about that in the past. Yeah, if you're going to do all that custom stuff, the dealership doesn't really care when you trade that thing in.
No, but, if that's your thing, that's what you need to do. Enjoy yourself. My strategy is a little different just because I want a new bike. Whatever. I mean, you're going to modify and have fun and, do whatever.
Yeah.
As long as you enjoy, I guess, is the bottom line. As long as you ride. I
agree. Each to their own out there. And I really enjoy seeing you and your, on Facebook. I see every now and then, and your lovely wife. And we never got to meet her when we're down there, but we will be back down to California, obviously, at some point, and we'll have to hook up.
Yeah. You have an open invitation. We have plenty of room. We have guest rooms and everything, and plenty of room spread out. And Sequoia National Park's only about 40 minutes away, and I used to work there. I can take you for a nice tour, and up there in the park, it's a great place to ride.
Except your neighbors may not like us very much with our loud pipes.
That's all right. But we'll
give them a T-shirt or something. We'll give them a T-shirt.
There you go.
Yeah,
T-shirt
and a mug. Hey, so is it fair to say what's your favorite bike? You've had a ton of bikes and a ton of experience. As of right now, the question on the table, it's going to be intense. What is, drum roll, what is your favorite bike with all your experience and all your years on this earth? You and Jesus, what is your favorite bike?
Well, I do miss the ring, ding, 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 ding,
nice.
Ding, ding, ding. I miss that of that little Yamaha two-stroke. But I'd have to say my favorite bike, definitely the 2015 Street Glide Special.
There you have it.
It's a Cadillac.
Yeah, it really is. And people don't understand that, there's a lot of people that talk about Harleys and stuff. And you're, like we've said, the older ones agreed and all that, but people who haven't experienced the new Harleys have no clue. There's, what we're talking about as far as the comfort level and the cornering and all those things that go into touring and the way they handle and the frame changes and the infotainment. So you're right, Greg. That was well said. Definitely.
Oh yeah. And it really handles the twisties well.
Yeah.
It's more like close to a sport bike.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I say. Definitely. It's as close as you're going to get to a sports bike on a Harley. You know what I mean? It's a touring bike cruiser, yet it handles, like a sports bike in a lot of aspects. Totally agree with that. You got any big rides planned this year?
Well, we're going to have to wait and see how it works out. If it works out for me retiring, I'm going to be doing a lot of riding.
Oh,
so I'm hoping to retire next year.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Good for you, man. That's awesome to hear. That'll definitely increase your ride time for sure, or your availability to ride and all that. That's just great, man. And hey, I can't remember when I talked to you in California. How did you? Do you remember back when you first found Lab? How did you come across us? Because we weren't out there much when you found us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just like I said, back in 2013, I got that Heritage Softail Classic, and I wanted to look into doing some basic maintenance on it, and so I Googled that, and your video came up for oil changes, and I watched that video, and then I thought, man, these guys are good. I couldn't believe the detail I was watching. And so I clicked on one of the links that brought me to your main webpage, and then I just binge fed on all the back issues, back to the one where you were recording in your daughter's closet.
Oh, yes. Good old days.
Yeah. And I thought, man, this is some quality stuff. And with saying that, I've looked at other videos and things like that on YouTube and everything, and never found anything even close to the polish that you guys put in your videos, all your videos too, and your podcast.
Well, and, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. And that's kind of why I started it 2.5 years ago. Is right. I said, there's got to be. I can't believe nobody's doing this. I was like, this sucks. There's, and I kind of had some of the same frustrations in some of the podcasts, and I'm like, seriously? There's and that's just me, and I don't want to be arrogant. I was just like, I got to be able to somehow figure this out and do that better than that, both YouTube and the podcast. So that means a lot coming from, just another biker like that. We appreciate it much.
Well, I had been searching for a podcast on motorcycles because I've always had an interest in motorcycles, and I listened to a few of them. And they were just kind of boring, to tell you the truth. You guys, like you said, you put it infotainment. It's not only informational, but it's entertaining, especially with a banner with you guys putting back and forth with each other. I love it.
Yeah,
and I know that a lot of other people do.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It seems that way because, as we continue to grow, and me and Matt work 16 hours today, or I did, and Matt will end up that way here by the time we're done. But, just the time and effort makes it worth it. And we have to believe that it is a powerful platform because we keep getting more subscribers on the YouTube channel, and we keep getting more, patrons and the Facebook group and subscribers to the podcast. And now a lot of our audience doesn't know. We don't mention that a lot, but we are in the top 8% of all podcasts, not motorcycle podcasts, because we know with our download numbers, we're in the top 8% of all podcasts listened to in the entire world.
Right on.
And
Very nice.
And so we,
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And we try not to stat too much, but when that stuff comes to our attention, and based on the, what we look at as far as downloads and our host services and all that, it's pretty amazing to us because we don't feel like, sometimes you feel like, are we putting out good stuff and all that? So it's always nice to hear it from a guy like you and someone who's been with us from the very beginning. And we appreciate you so much, Greg, for being a patron. And is there anything else, as far as what made your decision to jump on board and become a patron?
Well, yeah. The thing that made me jump on board and become a patron is, like I said, I had been interested in other podcasts. Also, I used to be very interested in technical type of broadcast podcast. And when I saw what went on behind the scenes to prepare these podcasts and videos and things, I said to myself, I got to jump on the bandwagon and support these guys because they're going to go places, and you will, because it shows. The quality shows, and I'm just happy to be part of that in a small way, that I can.
Hey, yeah, we consider it just big. It's awesome because it's because of you guys, because we could keep, like we had the call at the beginning of the podcast, that we can afford the better audio gear and keep moving forward. And like Matt knows, he's working a ton behind the scenes and just that monthly kind of what services we can provide. And we're trying to maybe up our game next year and do a little more of this live instead of just audio, maybe some video. But with that comes expenses. I don't have all the equipment to convert that signal from my HD camera. And, I'm not going to get techie, but there's a lot of that stuff. And so that's what keeps driving us forward is you guys out there and helping us out and all that kind of stuff. And we're just, that private Facebook group is growing, and there's a lot of activity in there, huh, Lurch?
Oh yeah,
every day.
Yeah, Jakey's in there too, and it's hard to keep up on, but the community's helping each other now. So we get in there as much as possible, but the community's helping each other out. So
yeah, a lot of times when somebody asks a question, one of the other patrons has already answered it before we can get to it.
Yes, and Big Daddy's in there, and he's freaking really involved. I'm looking at the chat room here. You guys haven't been giving me any questions on the chat room. Apparently, you're just going to sit over there on the couch and stare at me.
I've been looking at it.
So we're in the live chat room. I just want to say props to Corey Williams, 9 out there. Yannick, of course. I always screw his last name up, Lamontagne. And I know I mutilated that. And I know him because we talk on Facebook, but I can't pronounce it very well. Yannick's very involved. And thanks for being in that chat room, guys. Appreciate it. They're telling us congrats for the numbers. And here Yannick says, this is great. The patron price is nothing compared to all the money we would have spent at the Steelers. He's talking about the Steeler ship, Harley Davidson Steeler ships. We're saving hundreds because you guys, because of you guys. How's the weather? Did you guys ride today? No, Yannick,
I did.
Jake rode up.
Jake did ride up here. Me and Lurch, I real briefly, I worked 2 nights in a row overtime, trying to make some extra Christmas money at the regular job, and then got off at 4 a.m, went to bed for 5 hours. Lurch got over here early in the morning, and we've been going. We did a live Periscope, and then we've been working, getting a laptop, trying to get a laptop going for Lurch because he's traveling right now for his paid job, and I need him connected. And so we just been trying to get this put out and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, so we didn't get to ride is the answer to that question.
I was proud though when I saw Jake walk through the front door with his
me
leathers
too.
on.
It's the first day we've had sun in weeks, and it finally didn't rain, didn't snow, but Jakey took advantage of it. So at least one got to ride. And then Lurch couldn't ride because he had to bring over a bunch of equipment in his truck. He had to bring over another computer and stuff, and he didn't have room on his bike. So yeah, good stuff. Anything you want to close with there, Greg? I know we breezed through and went through as much as we could. Anything else you want to capitalize on while you got the platform, brother? We're glad you came on.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for having me. No, I just want to thank everybody there, all the lab guys, all your cohorts, everybody, the whole gang. I've only met a portion of them. I look forward to when I retire to be able to travel up your way and see that studio in person. That's for sure.
You're more than welcome in it, brother. You know that. And I did a vlog today, and it's going to be a funny vlog.
Oh, yeah. He was pestering me all day long with his phone.
I've been vlogging and taking quick clips, and I'm going to hopefully later this week, guys, I'll have that vlog on YouTube out, and it'll show a day in the life of what me and Lurch did all day, just busting our ass. And there's some funny stuff in between, and getting ready for the live broadcast and all that. But I'll put that together for you guys. And yeah, awesome stuff, guys. I think with that, we should probably take it out. And thanks to the live audience. Thanks for everybody in the chat room. Thanks for being supportive. And hey, that's cool. We got Mark Amazingo.
Yeah, he says, I need to teach you to love Seahawks football, and I'm going to work on that, Mark.
Is that what he says?
Yep.
I'll help you out, man.
He also
Hawks.
says, thanks for going live today. It was my first time, and it was great.
Right on.
Oh, man, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that, it was my first time, and it was great.
You've never heard
I'd
that.
already be retired, boys. Already be retired. Lurch, why don't we do a call to action, Lurch? What do you think? I think you should do right there.
Call to action. Do you want to be the coolest biker in the world? Do you want to be the most envied person on the planet? You need to get yourself a custom law-abiding biker t-shirt. Get out there, do it now. You got no excuses.
That's right.
There's no better time now than to join the biker revolution. So by showing off that law-abiding biker t-shirt, you can do that. Let everybody know you're part of the revolution.
And if they want to get a hold of us on the Lab podcast phone number hotline, what is it, Jakey?
509-731-3548.
Or from your computer, anywhere in the world. All computers have a microphone pretty much built in. Guys, lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. Thanks so much, guys. And don't forget to get signed up for the free email club, lawabidingbiker.com/email club. We will shoot you an email when we come out with new free videos and all that kind of stuff. You know what? If you can't help via donation or patron right now, that happens. You still can help us for free by going to lawabidingbiker.com/iTunes or /Stitcher Radio. And rate us there, guys. It helps us be discovered around the world so more bikers can get on board and join this thing we call the Biker Revolution. Don't forget about the app, guys, lawabidingbiker.com/app. It's supported by patrons. It's a free app, and it's the best way to consume and get all the episodes, because in iTunes, only a few of the episodes, there's a certain limit. And if you want to get back catalog and all that, you really need to get the app. And again, it's free. All right, guys, peace out. Keep the rubber side down.
And the shiny side up.